Hello, hello, and welcome. Welcome to the show series called Energizing Your Body Through Food with Tammy and Tracy. Well, my name is Tammy Gilbert. I am a registered nurse, and I am also a certified health coach. And I have my co-host here, Tracy Crockett. I'm going to let her introduce herself. Tracy?
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Tracy Crockett, and I am a certified health and life coach. I have my master's in psychology with emphasis in life coaching, and I am studying to become a nutritional consultant. In my spare time, I'm also a photographer. So, Tammy, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to this series and working with you.
Well, it's great. Thank you. Thank you for partnering with me to do this a very, very important video series because I just think that a lot of people could benefit from this information because I certainly have. Which kind of bring me to why did we decided to do this video? Why are we doing it? And the reason that we wanted to give out this information is that so people can make informed decision about what food they choose to feed their body. We will focus on different foods to eat that would energize your mind, your body, and so because it is important that we eat the right foods according to who we are, our biological makeup. Because what type of problem or diseases that we encounter either currently or later in life is based on what we feed our body. Because when we feed our body something that's working against our biological makeup, and that's when we start to have a health problem. And so our goal here is to share some information and to teach you how to energize your body with food and improve your health.
Yes.
So yeah, so now that's why now I'm gonna so you probably say, well, how did these two chicks met? How did they meet? So Tracy, you wanna tell them how we met first?
Well, definitely, sure. It's definitely, I think, a great story. Tammy and I were in becoming a health coach program, and we both decided to join the mastery program, which actually helps us become more of a transformational and mastery health coach. And during this venture, we actually have to have partners where we do a couple lab experiments to go over the information that we've learned and practice on how we would deliver the information. Well, I put out a message through our Facebook group stating that I needed a lab partner and I'd love to work with somebody. And Tammy was one of the first people who answered, and I was very, very nervous about it because I wasn't really too sure about what I was doing with this whole health coaching thing. But Tammy and I hooked up, and it's been amazing ever since.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just like Tracy said, how we met is through me responding to her inquiry for a lab partner. And sometimes, those things, it works out and sometimes it doesn't work out. So I'm very grateful that it worked out, and we had a connection with the information that was provided through the training, how to put it into practice, and then not only that Tracy and I, we just learning and talk about it, but we actually put it into practice. I mean, thanks to Tracy, she pushed me, to practice. what I really learned in the program, and I mean, through that, I have got an amazing result. And I know Tracy shared with me as well what an amazing result she has got from the learning, the skill, the learning, and the journey. Um, so you're probably wondering now, what is this show about? Are we just going to be talking? So Tracy, you want to tell them what is the show is going to be about?
Definitely. Well, this show I think is special, very amazing. You're going to get some information that you may have known, but not really known how to put it into practice. So this video is to introduce you to a way of looking at food and how you think about food, how food affects your body internally and externally. Food is the key to producing what we need to be more productive in our lives. If we do not have the right substance to fuel our mind and our body, it causes, like Tami said, complications internally. And then these problems start to exist externally, which is where all the medicine stuffs happen to come into play. So we need to have more information to make more informed decisions to help keep us out of this sense of deprivation that our body goes through when we're not feeding it correctly. So we're just here to provide you with the information to help you make more informed decisions in your way of eating. It's completely up to you. This is all about you experiencing what your body goes through when you eat certain foods and just being more self-aware of how it affects you, good or bad. So why is this important to eat right for your body? Well, it's important to eat right for your body because I'm sure most of you heard that food is food, correct? Have any of you guys ever heard that all food is good food, but not all food is good for your body? Well, this is a scientific fact. It's scientifically proven that we all have different genetical and biological makeup, and food affects us differently according to the regions that our ancestors grew up in. We all are made the same and have same makeup, but we all have different requirements to keep our body running at an optimal level. Because of this, different foods are great for us and others are not. Eating right for our specific biological makeup has many benefits that will keep your body running at an optimal level. Most of us were brought up in, family traditions where you have those big, home cooked meals and everybody gets together and you just have all these good, tasty comfort foods that you eat. And most of us, once we ate, we got kind of lazy and we take a nap, right? We lay down and go to sleep because what's that saying that that we used to say, Tami, when we ate a lot of food and we get sleepy?
Oh,
do you remember?
Like food fatigue, I forgot.
Like
Yeah,
a food coma.
I know
We go into like a food coma, right? And so
right, food coma, right.
Well, as we'll go on through the series, you'll figure out why that happens to our body. It's not something that is normal for our body, but it's something that is actually really abnormal when we eat the wrong foods. Right. So my mom had this dish that she would cook all the time. It's potato salad, and everybody just loved potato salad, and we used to just eat it. But what I noticed that my body felt really different. I felt very sluggish. I was tired. I just felt really heavy and weighed down. And so I discovered through this journey that a lot of foods that I traditionally grew up on did that same thing to me. Yeah. And so I noticed that, okay, at that moment, maybe this food really isn't what my body needs at the moment, and it's kind of rejecting it in a way. Right. So it's very important to understand these. And when you eat these foods actually cause damages to your body that you don't really know about. They're damages that happen over time until it gets to a point where it's like, okay, I can't go anymore. And then your body just kind of, it seems like it shuts down or stuff just isn't working right. But what is happening is there's a buildup of things that are going on in your body that's stopping your body from getting the energy that you need. Like, for instance, you become overly tired, you work a long day, and even though you're not very physical, it's a mentally exhausting job. You come home and you're just like, you're spent. You just don't know what to
Yeah,
do, and you just want
it's
to,
kind of
yeah,
it's kind of like you eat poisoning. Like when you eat
right,
the food that's not right for you,
right.
that you're eating poison.
Yes, that's
That's
exactly what it.
why our body, rejects. Yeah.
Yeah. And you start to gain weight. When you get a little older, you start to put more weight. Your mind's foggy. Your eyesight starts to get blurry. You get those what they call those little floaters that people say. Well, these things can all be fixed by the foods that we put in our body, because our body is just wanting to have that nutrition that it needs to go even
Right.
further.
And
But
Tracy, and
go
I
ahead.
just wanted to inject in there too, when we are not eating the right food for us too, which when we try to lose weight,
Mhm.
we get stuck because we're not losing weight, no matter what we even whether we eat like 500 calorie, a
Mhm.
thousand calorie a day, we're still not losing weight, but that's because we're eating the wrong thing, right?
Exactly. Your body cannot process it. Your body doesn't turn it into energy. It actually turns it into stored fat.
Yeah. So that
So,
explains. Yeah.
yeah. So, like we talked about, like Tami had said, your body goes through some changes, and then you end up getting these, they call them degenerative diseases. Like nowadays, people, it's like it's normal to have like high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, autoimmune disease, muscle ache, low energy, fibromyalgia, depression, increased anxiety, unstable emotions. All these things these days seems to be a normal thing. And when people talk about it, like, oh yeah, well my mom and dad had this, or oh yeah, my doctor said it's hereditary. Some of these things are very much so hereditary. However, they can be remedied through food.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Tracy. Oh, are you finished? I'm sorry. You finished that session? Or you still? I know you love this topic. So Tracy can talk all day about eating right for our genetically makeup. I know you love the subject because you have seen the result, not only with yourself but with your clients.
Yes, and I would like to touch on that a little bit about my results, and if you could share yourself your results. So we're going to go into how do we become aware of this
Yeah,
body
sure.
type eating, correct, Tami?
Yeah, of course. Of
So
course.
Tami, go ahead. Would you like to
Well,
start, Tami?
yeah, how I became aware of eating the right food for our biological makeup is through Tracy. So Tracy and I, we became a lab partner, which means that we practice what we learn every 2 weeks, and and part of the reason I love the training. I mean, we finished now. We both are. We got our master in health coaching, transformational health coaching. But I almost. Oh, so anyway, the good thing about the program, I almost forgot why I was talking about that. But the great thing about the program is that we've got to become our own client first, because it's like first for me and then for others. Because if we don't know what kind of result, and we don't practice what we preach, um that could be a little drawback as a coach. So uh we Tracy and I were very, very committed to being our own client first. And so through that, I will share with Tracy some of my health challenges. And I think some of you've been following me for a long time, so you know that I used to have a high blood pressure, but not anymore. Thank you. Thanks for, yeah, I know. Thank you for this information and the learning. But I used to have this high blood pressure. And then also, I just feel sluggish all the time. Like I will eat some certain food and then I will feel nauseated. or I would just feel miserable. Like I don't feel like, I'm full, I'm happy, my stomach, I just feel like miserable every time I eat. So anyway, through our practicing, I share with Tracy, some of my symptoms. And she's like, well, uh, have you ever find out, or have you heard about eating the right food for your biological makeup? And I'm like, no. So anyway, to make a long story short, she told me about it, and then she said, why don't you, try it, and then let me know what you think. Well, I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, I will. And then of course, yeah, yeah, nothing happened. And then the next time we have our lab skill practice, and then she would ask me again, and I'm like, oh, not yet, not yet. I will. I'm gonna try. But anyway, to to make a long story short, um, she's like, well, why don't you just try just a little bit, like try one thing, for example. Well, I have been a vegetarian like 12 years prior to me meeting Tracy. And then come to find out, according to my biological makeup, I have to eat meat. I mean, I'm supposed to eat some meat, maybe like an organic grass-fed meat. Um, but I was like, no, 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 I don't eat beef. I don't eat meat. And I just, so anyway, one of our calls, she's like, why don't you just try, just a little bit. Just eat a little bit of grass-fed meat because it has no hormone, it has nothing. Just try that. And oh my God. So I said, okay. So I try it, and oh my God. I mean, it was like I slept. First of all, I slept like a baby, and I slept like so much, so better, because I haven't slept that good in a long, long time. And I said, oh, you know what? Oh, I better go read about this. Eating right for you. So I'm like, oh, I'm into this now. So I ordered the book, and I read all about it, and then. And not only, eating some meat, but then I started looking at other foods that I can eat to and the rest is history, because I mean I feel so energized, my body feels so good, and I mean, and then of course my blood pressure is down and is normal, and so that's how I became aware of it, and then the result, and um, and then I talked to Tracy, and I'm like, you know what? Why don't we partner together to get this message out to people who are willing and able and ready to use the information to improve their health and wellness. So that's how I became aware, and my result. And I'm sure Tracy, I'm not sure, did you share your results yet? And then you're also going to tell us a little bit about what are we talking about? What is the eating right for your biological makeup is all about?
Well, I have not shared my story just yet.
Oh,
I was, I was an overweight. I was an overweight child and teen, growing up and even into adulthood. I decided that I wanted to do better, but I really didn't know how. And it took me a little bit to get on this health kick, but I ended up going to a masseuse here in Texas. And she told me one day I went in, she was just massaging me and, doing this weird husbandry stuff that I've never seen before in a massage technique. And she looked at me and she said, you need to get off the wheat, you're bloated. And I just kind of looked at her, and I was just like, wow, that's interesting, because during my meditation and praying and stuff like that, I've always heard, get off the wheat, get off the wheat, get off the wheat. And I was just like, no, okay, yeah, whatever. I love bread. I love my bread. And I was like, I don't want to do that.
everybody.
And so when she told me that, it sparked something, because I do believe in confirmation. So I did. I got off the wheat. And just within 2 months, my body had decreased in a whole size. I
Wow.
went from being bloated to just being kind of normal for my body type. I didn't know how to make anything of it. And so I too was a vegetarian. And after a while, I was like, I don't want to do any meat. I don't want to do any of that. I didn't really like the taste of meat. And so one time my husband had some problems that he was going through. And so we decided to do a whole body cleanse. So we did a whole body cleanse, and it was just a little bit of meat, but it was very less grains and chicken and stuff like that. And when I got done with that, I felt really good and I felt rejuvenated. So I just said, okay, this is cool. This is great. My body's cleansed. I am ready. And so the day after, I ate some chicken. The next day, I was sitting in the passenger seat on the way to a photo shoot that we had, and I was falling asleep in the passenger seat. And I was like, what is going on? I felt so tired. I was lethargic. I could barely keep my eyes open. So I started to think, okay, what was it that I ate? What was it? And then it came to me, oh my goodness, I had chicken. And I was like, well, this can't be right. So the next day I did it again. Well, this time I just couldn't stay awake. It was just ridiculous. I was falling asleep. I said, okay, so there's something to this. And so at that moment, I became a vegetarian. I was a vegetarian for 4 years, running, until I met another lady at a health food store. My husband went to her store just to pick up some, basic necessities, vitamins and stuff like that. And he was like, honey, you got to meet this lady. She could just look at you and tell you what's wrong with your body. She could just look in your eyes. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to her. She's not looking at me and telling me what I don't want to hear, because I knew something was not right with my body. I could feel it. I sensed it, but I was kind of like, well, I really don't want to go through this change of telling me what I can't eat and all this other stuff. Well, one day he tricked me, and we ended up at the store. And I was really excited. It was right after we finished the BHC, the health coaching thing. And I was really excited. And I was talking to the lady at the store, and I was telling her about my journey and that I was a health coach. And I just graduated with my master's in life coaching. I was just ready to go. But she kept avoiding eye contact with me. And I'm an eye contact person. And I just kind of looked at her, and finally she looked at me. And I said, yeah, I'm a vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian for 4 years. And she goes, huh, interesting. And she said, well, she asked me what my blood type was. And I was like, that's kind of weird, but okay. And I told her. And she looked at me and she said, well, you need to eat meat because you're killing your pancreas. And I was like, what? And she said, your neck it's dark. It's all dark. That means you're killing your pancreas. Your pancreas is working overtime. And I was just like, no, because my mom had high blood sugar. And I'm like, I'm not going down that road. But I was really upset because I did not like the taste of meat. And she said, well, you really need it for your body. Your body works off of that. Why don't you just try it out? So I said, okay. So I went to Chipotle and I had my first steak bowl after 4 years. And I'll tell you what, Tami,
Wow.
After an hour I was driving, all of a sudden my vision cleared up. The floaters that I had disappeared. My eyes were wide and bright, and I had so much energy. I just didn't know what to do with myself. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? And so I went back to the store and I told her about it. I'm like, I got to learn more about this. What else? What else am I doing wrong? What else am I putting in my body that's not working well, that's causing me to feel, under the weather? I need to figure this out. So ever since then, and that was back in 2000 and, wow, it was like 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Wow.
2017, well, probably 3 years now because we're going to 2020. Right. And I have not looked back since. I've been an investigating dog, and I just want to learn more, and I want to help people do the same thing. So with that stated, what is eating right for your type? Eating right for your type has to deal with your biological makeup, like we have stated, how your body sees food that you eat and process it. All food, of course, is good food, but not all food is good for everyone. You have certain requirements that your body needs to survive and thrive. And if you don't put those certain things in it, then your body won't thrive. It actually starts to decline, and which starts the degenerative diseases like high blood pressure, even anemia, autoimmune diseases is linked to getting the proper nutrients and stuff that your body needs. But when you consume these foods, amazing thing happens. Your body starts to perk up, and whatever is ailing actually starts to heal. It gives your body what it needs, the vitamins and the minerals, to move it in an optimal level. So eating right for your type is not the only thing that you have to do, of course. I wish it was really that easy, but our body works on like a three-tier thing. So you have your body, your physical state, then you have your mind, and then you have your soul. And all three of these have to be in healthy alignment. So if you're dealing with a lot of emotional problems, or if you're very high stress, what happens is your body releases this cortisol that is very toxic to your body. And it stops your body from absorbing certain vitamins and minerals that you need, and it just acts as a buildup. So what happens is your body start working against the food that you're putting in it that is good for your body, because it can't process it, because your body goes into a fight or flight state when you're stressed, when you're angry. So we have to maintain and control our emotions. So it's a whole body experience. It's like a love affair with your body. You know, you have to be in complete serenity in order for your body to use the vitamins and minerals that you're putting into it through the right foods in order for your body to move at an optimal level. So we're not going to talk a lot about, you know, what this truly means at this point in time, but we are going to have some videos that goes more into what does eating for your body truly means, and its benefits and its drawbacks, and what it consists of, and how to move forward.
Yeah. Well, thank you for, you know, that description of what it means to eat the right food for our biological makeup. So with that, because this video is kind of like introduction into what is to come. So we thank you for staying there and listening to listening and watching the whole video. So we thank you. But we want to invite you to think about being part of our community and subscribing as a member of our community, because that's how you're gonna continuously get all this information that will like blow your mind, you know, and improve your health and wellness and energize your body, your mind, and your soul. And so with that, we want to like strongly invite you to become a member, to sign up as a member of our community. So stay tuned for the membership subscription information. And with this video, in the description, there's an email address that you can send your questions, your interests, your suggestion, that you can send all that to. And so with that, we really thank you for listening to this video today and watching it. And Tracy, thank you for a wonderful description of the benefit of this lifestyle, eating right for your makeup lifestyle. And so we will see you on the next video.
Thank you, guys. You guys have a great day. Thank you for watching. And thank you, Tami, so much. Been great. Enjoyed it. Looking forward to the next show.
Thank you.